Using the environment as a way to get students excited about things like engineering and science is happening right now in communities across the US and Canada. UL, the global safety, science, and sustainability company, collaborated with NAAEE to launch the UL Innovative Education Award in 2015 to highlight and expand the best of these programs engaging kids in STEM education through the environment.
The award is meant to recognize great organizations doing work in the field and really helping to build the environmental education community. And we feel like if we can invest and support the next generation, then together we're going to make stronger communities.
What you're seeing on the river today is our approach to STEM education. We're actually using our local resources on the Augury River to allow our students to physically get into the watershed and identify micro and macro invertebrates, chart them, and then be able to advance those into a longitudinal study focused on water quality and our water quality systems.
One of the groups found a big rusty crayfish, and it had lots of eggs, and we found that under a boulder, so that's one of their habitats.
Rusty crayfish was brought to Northeast Michigan as bait originally, and it's really taken over our watersheds. Seeing it directly in your own local place allows the students to really make more of a meaningful connection to the learning materials. At Naguagon State Park, middle school students map the location of the pitcher's thistle, an endangered plant, and they mapped it using iNaturalist, a GIS citizen science database, to help scientists know more about this unique feature at this park. We also remove invasive species, so the spotted knapweed is taking over a lot of the habitat. We also have the students over the course of the year develop underwater remotely operated vehicles, or robots.
Pull it in, backwards. Once you get the hang of it, you can build more things and learn about wiring, engineering, and a lot of other things.
We're really looking at an embodiment of problem solving and higher order critical thinking. And this is going to translate into being good students, being good community members, and ultimately impacting our environmental stewardship.
The Spark program is all about intergenerational learning. We do outings out in the wonderful ecosystems that we have here. We have programs for elementary school families, families with kids in middle school, and families with kids in high school. So yesterday we met up with our Spark elementary families. We were collecting a variety of organisms and learning about their adaptations.
They also use the fish net to find out what could be caught in the water. Just enjoying nature at its finest is what we do every time we come to Spark.
We think that the parents and grandparents and whoever that these children are living with, they're their first educators, and we can teach them things here, but if we have the whole family involved, they're going to go home and continue that conversation.
For the past month, we've been working on building ROVs, underwater remote operated vehicles, with our families.
They had to cut those PVC pipes together, do the soldering.
We attached some cool instruments to them so that we could test water quality.
And we had some kids just go on their own and create their own design, and they worked brilliantly.
I really enjoy it when the Spark group and my family comes out to do these things because each time I come out I feel like I learn so much. This whole paragraph is assembling the wiring. On this page is where I learned how to solder, and then on this page is how we assembled the propellers.
A program like Spark is great because it exposes kids to science, and science that's tangible. They can go out and touch this stuff.
I love the outreach aspect of it that invests in these families and gets to know them at a very young age and gets to see them, graduate high school and having them invest further in the future, which is what we want these kids to do as they go further into their careers.
The Oceans Learning Partnership is a network of organizations whose mandate is to get kids excited about ocean sciences and to raise their awareness of various issues around ocean stewardship and to the possibilities for their futures.
Today, we're visiting a wonderful facility of the Ocean Science Center, one of the largest in North America. And it researches all kinds of different species that it has right here in residence. That includes everything from bacteria to seals.
Every year we welcome about 20,000 visitors to our free outdoor marine education program. The high school students do hands-on labs, whether it's fish dissection, to learning about other marine inverts that you would never think even existed, to having some time with our seals and understanding what they understand about the world around them.
So we're here in Terra Nova National Park, and participants get to act as the scientists for the day. It's the same location that we're going every single time to collect data, but we see different things every single time. And that's going to give us information about the health of the shoreline and also how humans are impacting it.
I didn't really understand how important it was to be observing the constant changes in our environment. And when you get that opportunity to be out there and doing the work yourself, you're going to learn so many more things than when you're in a classroom.
This partnership conveys scientific meaning to our young people, and students that we're involved with here, they become people that we hire. They become scientists.
The Coastal Explorers Floating Classroom Program is really a keystone piece of Oceans Learning Partnership. We get students out of the classroom and onto the water.
We got to look through a microscope and see plankton. Plankton is important because it's food for other fish and it's food for other plankton too.
We're kind of showing them the different technologies and the different tools that we have to study the ocean. So it's giving them a better picture of how we do research. Just being hands-on is just great for them, I find. If the students can take away one thing from what I show them, I think it's just to see the beauty in what we have in our environment, to want to care for it and protect it. Like if we can see the importance of everything that we have and how everything works together, that would be great.
At the heart of the Youth Climate Program and the Youth Climate Summit is empowering students to become the next generation of leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and problem solvers to work towards solutions, towards climate action. And so from planning the summit to helping to take the lead in their schools and communities, what we've seen is an incredible growth in the students' ability to talk to decision makers and leaders about their concerns and share their ideas on what they think might be important moving forward.
I am a Nordic ski racer in Lake Placid, New York. I try to create films highlighting effects of loss of snow, the hardships in our area, and try to raise awareness.
We see those impacts every day. Less tourists coming to the area because of droughts in the region or just increased extreme weather events. But what the Adirondack Youth Climate Program allows you to do is to be part of the conversation about how to create real change in their communities after the summit.
Attending the Youth Climate Summit has allowed me to realize that there are so many different careers where I can help further the movement, and so I've started studying environmental science and sustainability with hopes of working in policy to really make real changes.
I think youth are so capable and so innovative, and I think that when a bunch of youth come together, like in these summits, we can really make an impact in taking these changes back to our schools.
New York Sunworks is a not-for-profit organization that builds hydroponic science labs in schools. And through our Greenhouse Project initiative, we train students and teachers about the science of sustainability.
And the only space really available in some of the schools is the rooftop. So that's why we started building a rooftop greenhouse.
When the kids come up here, they're so excited because this is their classroom. I can teach with actual plants and we can look at how things impact each other and influence each other. They do maintenance, like scrubbing algae out of our channels to make sure the roots can absorb all their nutrients, and they understand how each system works and how the plants actually grow from seed to harvest.
Every single aspect of how each system works has an engineering component, and the fact that they understand how it works really brings it into the daily curriculum.
We do a lot of chemical analysis. These things are really important because if one of these things are off even by a little bit, it won't work.
Then they have to try to figure out, how do we fix this? What is it we need to do as a team to make sure that our systems, organisms survive?
So first they understand how the systems work, then they design their own hydroponic systems, they build it, they write an operations manual, and they put it to work.
When we come together at our annual youth conference, I think we've managed to hit a sweet spot of sustainability science and empowering kids to know that they can make an impact on their world.
And being able to tell other schools about what we've started and then see what other people have done because of New York Sunworks, it's so amazing that it started from this little idea and then it's built into this. And we're in the symphony space right now and we're talking about what we've done and what other schools have done to help the planet. So it's pretty amazing.
We started fundraising for this project 9 years ago.
In 2008.
By September of 2017, we're going to have 57 labs, reaching about 50,000 students in New York and New Jersey.
The UL Innovative Education Award is a tremendous honor for us, and it will allow us to take our program from a 2-day summit to a year-round program.
And we've been able to purchase our Spark minibus back here. It has been just a joy to be able to pick up families that aren't able to get to our Spark events otherwise.
It's connected us to a whole network of people and organizations. Without the awards program, we wouldn't have had that.
And then also being able to share what we've learned and the resources we've gained with our own community here in Northeast Michigan has been really impactful.
It really tells you that you're on the right track and the work you're doing is really significant and meaningful.
Everyone is there to help each other, and it really felt like joining a great community.
Our 2016 winners engage students directly in their communities. On their own, each program has achieved unbelievable things. But together, in a growing network of ESTEM programs, we look so forward to watching them grow and having an impact on students for years to come.
This program matters because we have a chance to shine a spotlight on these outstanding organizations. They're innovating the way we teach our kids, the way we're engaging kids in the environment. And by supporting this work, we are creating a more sustainable future.
There's a quote that says, people will only conserve what they love what they understand, and understand what they're taught. And I'm such a believer that every kid can find something that they're interested in nature, something that they can really latch onto. Kids remember how you made them feel outside when they're out here in an experience. And we just hope to really plant those seeds that are going to grow into kids that want to go into the engineering field, who want to go into the science field, the math field, and build it into helping people in the future.